I'm going to show you how to make tree stumps go away. We're going to get rid of several stumps today. We're going to do it without burning them, without burying them, or without using any of those amateur methods. And today we're not going to use the old time-tested method of dumping them on the neighbor's property when they're not looking, hoping they never figure out who did it. Partly because it's not very nice, but mostly because those neighbors sometimes watch the channel, they know the guy who runs it, and they know where to find him. We're going to use a more neighbor-friendly technique with these. These are the stumps that came out when Jeremy made these trees fall down and go fluff when we built this road last fall. People often ask me, what do I do about regular stumps, stumps that are still in the ground? We'll get into that later. But first, we're going to deal with these above ground stumps and make them go away. To do this, we're going to go way over there, get the tractor. You don't have to have a tractor to do this, but it can help if you have a tractor. After spending a whole lot more time walking way over there to get the tractor and driving the tractor all the way back over here than this video would suggest I did, we finally made it back over here. We'll rough this thing up a bit to knock a lot of the dirt off of it because dirt is heavy. Now we're going to take these down to a staging area. When people are dealing with things and they put those things in a place to get them ready to deal with them, seems like they call it a staging area. I'm not sure if I've ever used that term before on this channel. Now I think it's about time for it to be my time to use that term, by golly. So we're going to put these in a staging area. Now we'll get this one ready to move over to the staging area so we can make them go away. First, we'll rough this one up a little bit too to knock the dirt off a bit, because dirt is heavy. Poke it with the forks a few times. Try to lift it a few times, but pretend we're doing this on purpose to knock off the dirt when it doesn't lift. We'll get these couple other ones in the staging area, then we can make them all go away. We'll drop it a few times, partly to get some of the dirt off, and partly for the entertainment value of dropping it a few times. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this log yet, but I'm going to cut it long enough so I can get an 8-foot log out of it, because it's good to have options. And I'll clean the dirt off of this spot because it's good to have options. We might as well drop it one more time, because what else are we going to do on a Tuesday morning? It's nice to have the option to cut this spot without having it dirty, so I don't get my chain dull. We have one more stump to move over to the staging area, then we can make them all go away. That didn't quite go the way I pictured it going. I'm going to leave this log long because it's good to have options. What a mess. Problem with Jeremy is he does such a nice job of building road. Anytime I mess it up, then I feel like I have to clean it up, make it look nice again. If he would do a lousy job, then I wouldn't have to be concerned about messing up the nice road. We'll get these out of the way, then we'll make those stumps go away. Why don't you just use the tractor to do things like this? Well, it's dry cedar, it's not heavy, and if you stop doing things like that, your body loses its ability to do things like that. By the time I bring the tractor up here and do this, I can get it done much faster this way. People sometimes ask me why I'm able to do a lot of the things I do at my age. It's because I never stopped doing those things and never lost the ability to do them. A lot of people grow old and quit, or maybe more accurately, they quit and grow old. I never was sold on that plan. Now it's time to make all of these stumps go away. We'll use this sacrificial tree that I don't care about. This smaller fir is just as well to come down anyway. These stumps are now officially away. Oh, I can just hear it all now. You didn't make those go away. You just moved them from over there to over here. Isn't that what away is? It's when you take something from where it was, move it to some other place so it's no longer where it was. That's exactly what we did here. They were scattered along here where they were an eyesore, and they were in the way from cleaning this place up, which I'm trying to do along this road for aesthetics and to make a wildfire break. They were here. I didn't want them to be here. They are now no longer here. I made them go away. I guess now we can call this place away. I know there are going to be some people who are not going to be happy with this. There are some people who are not going to be happy with anything, but I don't think we can help them. But for the rest, maybe we can help them out a little bit. Some people are going to have some psychological problems with this. Some are going to have the idea, if we have something like stumps that we don't want, they need to be destroyed. It's not okay just to move them. They need to be destroyed and not exist anymore, which we could get into thermodynamics and how that is not possible. Well, it kind of is, but isn't. The ones who are not okay with this because they think they need to be destroyed, I think those people have some control issues. We could try to burn these or some way destroy them so they are no longer stumps. But if we could let go of our control issues and try to control everything around us, make things exactly the way we want them, we could instead put them here and put them to use. They're back there where they won't be in anyone's way. Stumps are not really a fire hazard. They're away from the road. You can hardly even see them from the road, especially after the brush they knocked down grows back up around them. I cleaned a lot of this area up over the years. That's what humans like to do with our woods. We like to clean it up, but nature doesn't really like things to be too clean. A natural forest is going to have there's going to be some woody material. That's what I'm trying to say. A forest is going to have woody material like this laying around, especially the larger stuff that's more fire resistant. In some places we have too much of that, but in a lot of places where people have cleaned up their land, there's not enough of it. These stumps can provide wildlife habitat. A lot of things will live in and on these. A lot of things will eat these, which will feed other things, that will feed other things, which will feed other things, and on and on and on and on. As they rot away, they'll cycle nutrients back into the ground. They'll help hold in moisture. There are a lot of good reasons to have these here. I think the best way to make stumps go away is to move them to habitats that are lacking large woody material. But I also understand this may just be a Wilson-esque way of looking at things. Of course, we're going to have some but obviously's here. But I just have a small yard, a small lot, a small property. I don't want stumps laying around my yard. Where I am, it wouldn't be appropriate to do something like that. Obviously, if you're in a place where it wouldn't be appropriate to do this, it wouldn't be appropriate to do this. But maybe you could find some local habitat restoration project or something where they can use something like this. I've heard of that being done. Just be careful about hauling dirt around. You want to keep that super local so you don't spread noxious weeds and other invasive things. The other psychological resistance some might have to this is we've all been told don't dump trash, which is a good thing. We don't want to be dumping trash, plastic, appliances, mattresses, human created junk out in the wild or anywhere, but this is wood. And in that case, it has some dirt in it, but dirt is supposed to be in the forest. So is wood. Nature disposes of its wood by just dumping it in the forest. That's natural. In many cases, the forest has too much woody material and we do need to clean it up for fuels reduction, but a lot of times we take it too far and we take all this large woody I can't say that today. This large woody material away and leave it too clean. Or we want to cut it up and use it for firewood. Since stumps aren't good enough for anything else that I know of, they are perfect for leaving out in the woods for habitat and woody debris. Woody debris. Hold on, hold on. While editing this video, I realized there's probably some Hanyak out there who thinks this means it's okay for them to dump these kind of things on public land or someone else's property without their permission. No, just no. Back to your regular scheduled program. I can imagine some people are still not going to be happy because you didn't make those go away. You just moved them from over there to over here. Do we really need to go there again? Okay, we'll go there just a little bit. Imagine you're a kid, your little brother, your little sister are bothering you. You tell them, go away. What are you telling them? Don't exist anymore? Hopefully you're not telling them that. Are you telling them, go live in Siberia for the rest of your life with a sledgehammer breaking rocks so you're not bothering me anymore? Hopefully you're not telling them that. What you're probably telling them is, don't be here bothering me. Go over there somewhere so you're not bothering me. Well, that's what we did with these. We moved them from over there to over here. They went away. See? They went away. I do sometimes get asked, what do I do about stumps that are still in the ground? Do I use stump grinders? How do I get rid of the stumps? Mostly I don't. Out in the woods, I don't have a problem with stumps. Stumps are fine. Sometimes if they're in my way, I will cut them off close to the ground. That gets them out of the way. This serves as some of that woody material that we don't see around here other than the stumps. Usually the only time I need to move stumps is if I'm building a road. If I'm building a road, I probably have equipment for building a road which has the capability of removing stumps. See, stumps are nice to stand on. Stumps don't usually bother me. I usually just leave them alone. Instead of continuing to beat this dead horse to a pulp, I think we better call it the end. I'll put some more videos up here for you to watch. The only other stump video I can think of that I've made is the one about how on the West Coast, not only are we okay with stumps, we actually like cutting them up high. Sounded like I said up high, like a pie that you eat. But I meant to say up high. Still sounded like I said up high. I'm trying to say up high. Speaking of up high, maybe I'll also put the one about why I wear my chaps up so high. A lot of people like giving me a hard time about that, but I do it for safety. If those aren't up there, that probably means I either forgot, I couldn't find them, or I decided to put something else up there.